We continue our team coverage now of Election Day at the Wood County Fairgrounds. Voters are lining up to mark their ballots. We're joined now by Silver Barker, who has been out there all morning long. So Silver, looks pretty busy there behind you. How are things going?
Well, Tim, from what I've seen so far, it's been a pretty easy and simple process. People are coming in and coming out all within just a few minutes. I also spoke with some voters here today. They tell me that it's been just as it looks, pretty easy and simple. They come in, show their ID, make a few decisions, and they're back out about their day. As far as in poll workers, they tell us it was packed this early morning with about 160 people here, but it's slowed down now. I also spoke with a first-time voter. He says he feels his vote was important for this very election. And how was your experience today voting?
Oh, it was fine. You walk in and you sign in, you show them your driver's license, and you walk over and you vote. There was no waiting, like some of them at the early voting, standing for 2 or 3 hours. No way.
With this presidential election being a big one, a lot of stakes, and I just felt like my voice needed to be heard, and voting was a way to do that.
Smooth and painless.
Yep, great. Very easy. Now everybody needs to vote.
I also spoke with the Wood County Board of Elections director. He tells me that everything has been going smooth so far, and it's been a good day. We'll continue to keep you guys updated as always. Reporting live in Wood County, Fairgrounds, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
All right, Silver, thanks so much there. Well, if you can't make it out or you don't want to wait in line, there is still time to drop off your ballot. If you're voting absentee, you can drop it off at the ballot drop boxes outside of your County Board of Elections. You're looking at the one in Lucas County on West Sylvania Avenue in West Toledo. Election officials tell us the box is safe. They're monitored 24 hours a day. Voters can drop their ballots into the box until the polls close at 7:30 tonight. Well, this election and the one before proved that early voting is really growing in popularity. So to move things along on Election Day, pre-processing is already underway in some communities in Michigan. A law was passed in 2022 in the state to speed up vote counting. We spoke with the Monroe County Clerk, who says this applies to cities or townships with a population of at least 5,000 people. This is the first time it's being done in a presidential election. And we're told the pre-processing does not mean votes are already being counted.
The ballots are actually going into the tabulator, but there are no results that come from that until after 8 p.m. on Election Day. That's when the AV counting boards and early voting boards are closed and the results are tabulated.
Well, she says they have had an 18% voter turnout for early voting this year in Monroe County and received about 30,000 absentee ballots. We understand there's a lot to know and decide on when you go to vote, but for all things related to the election today, WTOL 11 certainly has you covered. We will send our election guide right to your phone. This includes issues and candidates on the ballot, voting hours, and a whole lot more. All you have to do is text the word VOTE to 419-248-1100. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and download our WTOL 11 Plus app on your Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Live local election result coverage begins tonight at 7 o'clock. Well, before the polls opened, officials in every state have been extremely busy working to ensure that this year's election is the most secure ever. Now take a look at this, an anti-scaling fence surrounding the White House. Similar protections are in place at both candidates' election night headquarters. Meanwhile, dozens of National Guardsmen will deploy in at least 6 states plus Washington, D.C., with hundreds more on standby. Law enforcement says they want to make sure those political battlegrounds don't become actual ones.
Anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out.
And online, the white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, has warned that they are locked, loaded, and ready for treasonous voter fraud.